Welcome everybody. Once again, he's Dave.
He's Dave.
Welcome to the Sports Rant. We're gonna jump right into it today. Unfortunately, the Red Sox won the World Series.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And they did it pretty easily.
Very easily. 5 games, like we called. If you saw our last show together, it's pretty handily. There was no contest there.
And it seemed like they could do it again. They only have a couple of free agents. Not anyone of note really. They got Craig Kimbrell. And Nathan Eovaldi.
And if you notice, in that last game, they used Eovaldi out of the pen. So clearly, they may feel they can do better than Greg Kimbrell going forward. We'll have to see who's available via free agency. They may even have someone in their farm system that we're not aware of.
They probably do have somebody in their farm system. Their farm system is ridiculous. So, if you're the Yankees, you gotta, develop some talent. Or, what I don't want is for them to get Manny Machado. He's a scumbag.
No, I don't want Machado. And then, of course, other reports are coming out that they may go after Kershaw. And Kershaw is lost in the playoffs.
Exactly. He can't do it out in L.A.
No.
So what is he going to do when he gets to the Big Apple?
Yeah, exactly. He can't handle that. And then, of course, the weather situation. Come on. Fall in New York?
Right.
No, that's not working.
It's how you start and how you end the season.
Exactly.
He's messed up for all that time.
So, Yankees got a lot of work to do as far as their pitching is concerned. Hate to do it, but hats off to the Boston Red Sox.
Now, hold on before we get into this. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a supporter of the Yankees, as in I keep up with the games so-and-so. When there's nothing else on, you got to watch some baseball. I only watch the Yankees. But am I in no way a fan? Redskins, Knicks, and that's pretty much it.
All right,
let's go.
All right, so last week, this happened right after our show. It was reported, and then of course it clearly didn't go through, that the Houston Rockets were ready to offer the Minnesota Timberwolves 4 first-round picks, as well as Brandon Knight and Marquise Chris. 2 players who were injured. To which you gotta imagine Tom Thibodeau said something along these lines to Daryl Morey of the Houston Rockets.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
So what do you think about that?
I know me and you disagree on this one.
Yeah, we do.
If I was Minnesota, I would have jumped at that offer. It's a chance to boost your team for the future. You're not winning the championship now. There's no way you're gonna beat the Warriors. You weren't gonna beat them with what's the disgruntled guy's name? Butler. You weren't gonna do it with him. So why not both boost your team up for the future?
Oh, I absolutely agree with that notion of it. But when you're telling me right now that I'm sending you probably one of my 2 best players, okay? Because Karl-Anthony Towns is up there. He definitely needs some more development. He seems to have hit a roadblock. But Jimmy Butler is probably, next to LeBron James, one of the best 2-way players in the league right now. And I'm going to get back right now 2 broken players, one coming off of knee surgery, who has yet to even practice this year, and another guy who's having ankle problems, who doesn't even score double digits on average.
Yeah, but that's the point. You're not going to contend, right? You can sell yourself, wolf tickets and say, all right, we might contend. So I need somebody who's at least halfway as good back. But it doesn't matter who you got back, unless it was LeBron James. You weren't going nowhere,
right?
So you might as well just build for the future and hope that Kevin Durant comes to his senses and leaves, or that team breaks up, so you can have an opportunity to do something in the future.
Okay. All right, but then here's where it again, I'm going to say it doesn't make sense for Minnesota, because if that trade goes through, which thankfully it didn't, because that would have been the all-time bonehead move as far as the Rockets are concerned.
That would have been Ricky Williams' Redskins draft.
Essentially, anybody who's been watching sports knows what we're talking about. Considering the type of ball Houston is playing right now, no, that would not have put them over the top even when it comes to facing off at Golden State at the end of the year. But if I'm Minnesota, yes, I do get 4 first-round picks spaced out over 7 years. But you got to think at least 2 of those picks are going to be at the end of the first round because of where Houston's going to finish every year.
Right.
Okay? Suffice it to say, am I really going to get a decent pick in the latter 20s?
Well, let's say you don't want the pick. You can trade that pick for somebody who's halfway decent. You know, once you have the money, it's up to you to do something with the money. You can use it for future assets. You can use it for current assets. But now we have the money to do something with it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Agree to disagree. Let us know what you think.
Right.
Okay.
Comment section, baby.
There you go. All right. So, moving on.
Right. So, what's some college football?
College football, again, if you've been following, the first college football playoff rankings came out this past Tuesday. Of course, without question, Alabama is number 1. Clemson is 2.
No doubt.
LSU jumps to 3.
Right.
With Notre Dame at 4.
Right. How you feel about that?
I actually don't feel too badly about that. I don't feel too badly, just for the simple fact that we've played all of our ranked teams already. There's no one else left on our schedule that's ranked or close to being ranked.
Yeah.
That's not saying they don't have a challenge ahead of them, but when you look at some of the teams they have played, they're not in the caliber of, say, Clemson or Alabama. If it ever reaches that point, you'll have to see what kind of team.
We all together.
That was early in the year, but Michigan has been on fire,
no doubt,
since that game.
But they still have that 1L.
They do have that 1L, and it's from Notre Dame. So we'll wait and see what happens down the road. I'm very interested to see what happens when it comes to the remaining teams. So, as you said, Michigan 5, Georgia 6, Oklahoma University Sooners, I should say, at number 7, with the Washington State Cougars at 8. Right. I actually like that lineup that the committee put out. The one team that's just outside that bubble that could make some noise this weekend is Kentucky. When they play Georgia.
Yes,
that has huge implications for the SEC title game later this year, because if Kentucky wins that game,
right,
even if they lose one more before the end of the year, they own the tiebreaker against Georgia. They automatically have the SEC East.
Right.
Okay. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, not just for the conference championship, but going forward. Because up until recent history, Kentucky's always been known for basketball.
Yeah. So you probably pay some players. It's all right, though. It's all right. They all do it. I was shocked, but I was looking at Kentucky the other day. I'm like, wow, they are a pretty good team.
They do.
That was their record. I said, oh, my goodness. They killing you.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
7-1 is nothing to shake a stick at.
This weekend is going to be ridiculous. You got LSU Bama, which is a must-watch.
Absolutely.
You have Kentucky Georgia, which is a must-watch. On the 8th, you have Michigan Penn State, which is a must-watch. Even though I'm sure Michigan's going to kill them.
Yes.
Who do you think? Anybody else has any, like, all the unbeatens? Like, you guys have.
We have Northwestern this weekend.
Right. Which come on.
I wouldn't sleep on Northwestern. They may not be ranked. They're 7-1 for a reason. Mm-hmm. When you look at the overall yards per game, points per game, Notre Dame does have an advantage, but they are on the road. And when they're on the road, they tend to be a little bit shaky.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't see y'all making a hiccup there. I thought, if anything, it would have been with Syracuse. I know you don't believe this, but Syracuse plays hard, man.
Syracuse plays hard, but Syracuse also gives up a lot of points.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is all right. I mean, that's why they are Syracuse. It's not like they're some top-notch team. Oklahoma, they should win this. They have Texas coming up, and they have West Virginia coming up, so that may take them out of there. But it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Texas was a nice story for a while, but they faltered there last week, and
but they could still be in the BCS championship.
They could
the Big 12 championship.
They could. A lot of time left in this college football season.
Right, but things will even out as the time goes on.
They absolutely will.
People are taking care of each other. All right, so top 5, bottom 5 NFL teams.
Okay, so this is where you and I have similar teams, maybe not so much in the same order,
Right.
There's one substantial difference from my list to yours. Why don't you go ahead and give us your top 5 right now?
Top 5. Number 1, the Rams. Number 2, the Patriots. Number 3, the Chiefs. Number 4, the Saints. And number 5, the San Diego Chargers. He don't get a lot of props, but Phillip Rivers has been nothing but a professional his entire career. He's the man. I like Phillip Rivers. They have health with the team finally.
Huge aspect.
Except for Joey Bosa. He's coming back, which is going to just boost their defense even that much more.
Yes. I like what LA Chargers. I got to get used to saying that.
Right.
I like what the LA Chargers have been able to do, especially considering they're the nomads of the league. Not having their own stadium. They don't even play in a stadium that's suited to fit more than 40,000 people. That's a Division II college team.
Craziness.
Okay, so we'll wait and see what happens as far as their eventual home stadium, which they do intend to share with the LA Rams. As far as my top 5, I got Rams, Saints, Chiefs, Patriots, and I have his Redskins.
Woo!
Okay. The reason I'm putting his Redskins at number 5 is anybody who watched last week, I have been humbled. I have no choice but to be humble. That defense sacked Eli 7 times. Had it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an ass whooping on all levels. Okay? You add to the mix now with these trades that occurred at the deadline on Tuesday. Ha Clinton Dix. Across from Josh Norman.
And DJ Swearinger. Number 1 and 2 safeties according to Pro Football Focus.
Okay.
I don't really believe it.
That's a scary secondary to pass on now. You have a front 7 that's very difficult to run against.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Matt Ioannidis. I know you've seen plenty of him in that game.
Yeah, so did Eli.
I think he's the best lineman that we have.
He probably is. Dane is a beast.
Payne,
thank you.
Payne.
Oh my God.
Woo! So happy he was there instead of Vita Vea.
And then of course the big difference maker between last year and this year, on your defensive side, offensive side. I said it earlier in the year. Adrian Peterson.
AP all day.
Adrian Peterson has added a dynamic to your run game that has been missing for quite some time.
Since Clinton Portis left.
I'd even go as much as, not as far as Clinton Portis, even that those years that you had Alfred Morris.
Alfred Morris with the 1600
yards. Yeah.
I got you.
Wow. And it looks like he really hasn't even lost a beat.
Right.
I mean, granted, he's been injured a lot, and they didn't really utilize him properly in New Orleans and Arizona last year. So he's got a lot of gas left in that tank, and he's been showing it.
Yeah, he's been getting busy, man. He's been getting busy.
Alex Smith is the consummate game controller.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make any boneheaded mistakes like he did last week against Dallas, then I see y'all at least in the running for the NFC East. Philly's going to be there. You still got a couple of games with Philly. You got one more with Dallas. You got one more with the Giants. Let's see how it works out at the end of the day.
We've been winning in spite of Alex Smith. He's been playing horrible. It's the only thing he hasn't been doing to turn the ball over. But everything else in his game has been whack. What do you have for your bottom 5?
Bottom 5, I have my New York Giants. Okay. Did you hear that? Those are sirens. I think the doors just shut. Kyle Laletta, the savior, the number 4 pick, the one that you like, just got arrested.
Yeah, that was stupid, man.
Come on, man.
What are you doing?
Are you serious?
What are you doing?
Everything was lined up. No matter what Sherman was saying to the media, with this bye week, if you were going to make the transition from Eli to Laletta, this was the time you were going to do it, especially going into next Sunday's match against the also one-win San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. I think he said something about he was trying to get to practice on time. He tried to use that nonsense.
Yeah.
So you almost hit a cop, you idiot. Like, what? What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
And not to make a political thing about this, but if he wasn't this,
he got the complexion for the protection.
There you go.
Definitely.
So continuing on my bottom five, Oakland at 1-6, San Francisco at 1-7, Arizona, and then Buffalo both at 2-6. You have the battle of the ho-hum tonight with Oakland and San Francisco.
Totally.
Both one-win teams.
Yeah.
Both lost to the year. You're probably going to look at a game that's so boring that you're going to realize, they're trying to lose.
I hope they're not. I hope they're both trying to win this game. I mean, because I'm a football guy, so I'm gonna watch it, even though I'm saying they're unwatchable.
You talking about Battle of the Bay Pride?
Yeah, I mean, I hope they get messed up. You're on Thursday, you're the only game on. You, the Celtics, and the Bucks. That's it.
Yeah.
So I would hope you guys want to go out and have a good showing. Plus, I started some of these guys on my fantasy team.
Oh, okay. Fantasy teams.
A lot of buys this week. I mean, come on, Carr.
But, touching on Arizona and Buffalo.
It's my boy Chosen Rosen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Here's where you're going to run into that same argument on whether you start a rookie or not. Four of the top prospects that came into the draft this year, obviously Mayfield, Rosen, Darno, and my man up in Buffalo, Allen, who's now hurt.
Yeah.
We're all given a chance to start,
right,
when they all should have been sitting and had a clipboard in their hand for the first year. Okay. There's nothing like soaking in the knowledge, and sometimes getting knocked on your ass for an entire 16-game season is not what you need. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, Rosen didn't start the year in Arizona, but considering what they have there, he shouldn't be starting now.
Right.
It can deter a young quarterback and damage them down the road.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with you there in certain aspects. All right, I agree with you for the most part that he can mess somebody up and destroy somebody. Now, if you have other pieces and your quarterback can mentally handle it, like Baker, the touchdown maker, I don't think there's nothing that's gonna happen to him to where as though he's not gonna think he can make a play. I think this was I think if you wanted, if Tyrod Taylor was killing it, then you leave him in there. But
right.
Tyrod Taylor wasn't doing nothing. So put Baker in and let him get some experience. Allen, same situation. Mm-hmm. Sam Bradford is stealing some more money. He's been horrible for years. What else were you going to do? You going to keep losing with the guy who's going to take your money and leave after this year, go get paid again somewhere, or are you going to put the guy Chosen Rosen in and his mental makeup? He's a cocky quarterback.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I can do this. So if I was you, I'd put him in there. Now Allen, totally different situation.
Right.
You come from Wyoming or something. Come on. I don't even think he's a starting quarterback.
I didn't consider him to be a first round quarterback.
And Darnold was playing linebacker 3 years ago. So I understand the Jets doing that, but I really don't. It is what it is, man.
Yeah. Okay, so going on, we were talking about the trades from Tuesday. We already mentioned Clinton Dix to the Redskins, and basically all you had to give up was 2019 fourth round pick.
You still have it. 9.
Yeah. I think that was a good pickup, and very little going back to Green Bay.
Right.
Considering who he is, what he's capable of. Okay. Also going down the road, we got Dante Fowler Jr. to the Rams.
Right.
The already solid front four Rams. Mm-hmm. And basically, Jacksonville got a 2019 third round and 2020 fifth round.
Considering
what you think
about that?
Fowler's under contract for another year or two, right?
Uh-huh.
I like that move.
No.
No?
They could pick up a 5th-year
option. Okay, my bad. I still like it.
Right.
I like it considering the fact that it's not going to be as much pressure, especially considering the situation in Jacksonville right now. Mm-hmm. They were in a downward spiral after their hot start to the season. Basically, they peaked with that win over the New England Patriots in week 2. and it's been all downhill since then. Now he's joining, Aaron Glover. Donald. And Dominican Sue. I mean, this is.
And a Wade Phillips defense.
Yeah, I just see it as being nothing but positive for the Rams.
Here's the thing with that. You just left a great defense, all right? You just left a great defense. Now, they weren't great this year, but they were great last year.
But we were saying a couple of weeks ago they're lighting the ass.
Right. But even still, last year, they were the premier defense in the league.
Yes, they were.
And you still weren't doing your thing with them. So, when they came out, this was a couple of years ago. I forgot what draft this was. I think 2015 draft or something. It was him. It was Vic Beasley. It was Leonard Williams. Those were the three defensive guys everybody wanted, right? The Redskins picked Brandon Scherf, okay? I was livid.
I remember.
I was stupid.
I remember.
Because Brandon Scherf is clearly the best one out the bunch, all right? Now, that being said, Dante Fowler, I didn't want him. I didn't think he was so nice, and I still don't think he's so nice. Will he prosper in Wade Phillips' scheme? Maybe. Wade Phillips is an excellent defensive coach. It could happen. It could happen. So I can't get too mad at the deal. They both got something for it.
Yes.
The Rams are making a push. I mean, they're undefeated already. So what? They didn't really lose anything.
No. But it's going to work out for them in the long run, I think. Demaryius Thomas from Denver to Houston. That's huge.
Great pickup.
Okay.
Even though Demaryius Thomas drops a lot of balls.
He does. But when you consider that this team started 0-3 and has just run off 5 in a row now.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous what they've been doing in Houston. When you talk about that team in Texas, you don't think about the Cowboys right now. You're thinking about the Houston Texans.
Right.
And that says a lot. And also, the quarterback.
The quarterback?
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Houston's.
Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson.
What about him?
Clearly, he's recovered from that injury.
Oh, yeah. 5 touchdowns.
Okay, that was ridiculous.
Getting busy. Let's go, Deshaun.
Oh, my God.
I don't like the chain, though. Afterwards, you look silly. You look like it was Halloween. You look silly. Take off the slave chain. Stop looking like a moron. Please. Take the hoodie off. You're a professional quarterback, man. All right. Act like it.
So, now we go to a trade that has direct implications on 2 matchups later in the year with your Redskins, and that's Golden Tate going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
What's your opinion on that?
Ooh, that was a good move for them.
That was a huge move.
That was a good move for them. Because I wasn't scared of any of their receivers. No. I'm not really scared of Golden Tate, but Golden Tate is not without skill, and he's a soldier about his.
Especially in the slot.
Right. So I rock with him. I like Golden Tate. That was a big move for them. They put themselves in position to, make a huge push in the second half.
Right, and with only a game and a half out of the first place position.
Right. 2 games against the Redskins.
Yes, still. So, last but not least, we have Amari Cooper to Dallas from the Raiders.
Loved it.
The Raiders
loved it.
Raped the Cowboys.
Give it to me.
There's absolutely no way Amari Cooper is worth a first-round pick. Absolutely no way.
No
this
grease.
man is injury-prone. He's been dropping passes left and right. And then when you look at individuals like Golden Tate and Demaryius Thomas,
who got like 4th and 3rd rounders. What were you doing? What were you thinking? You know what? It's Jerry Jones. He wasn't thinking. Jerry. Thank you.
Let it go. You need a proper GM. Anyway.
So stupid.
Yes. Now, Cleveland Browns fired Hue Jackson and their offensive coordinator, Todd Haley.
Right.
This was not unforeseen.
Mm-hmm. They gave him too many chances.
And you know what? I do feel bad for Hue Jackson because if you remember some years back, he took over for the Oakland Raiders, went 8-8. They only gave him 1 year. He got fired just like that.
Yeah, he's not head coach material.
He may not be head coach material, but let's also be honest here. Their first year in Cleveland, they completely dismantled that team on him before the season ever started. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm not going to absolve him completely because at the end of the day, you've had first-round picks. You've gotten free agent signings. What was it? Carlos Hyde, one of the better running backs in the league, came in as a free agent, and you already traded him away.
Jarvis Landry.
Oh my God!
Did you not see Hard Knocks?
Yes.
Did anything about Hue Jackson scream head coach?
No.
No. You're a coordinator. Go coordinate. Let somebody, my man Greg Williams, Mr.
Bountygate.
Bountygate himself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Let him come through and show these guys how to be men.
Let's just hope there's no wire in the clubhouse where he's offering top dollar for taking out a quarterback.
And if there is, so what, baby? It's the Browns. Win at all costs, baby.
So, they got 2 victories. They got a tie. They're
improving.
They're improving.
They have a pretty good squad, though.
They do. How many wins do you see them getting the rest of the season with Greg Williams at the helm?
I see them with 4 more wins. You heard it here first. They'll be 6-10.
No, 6-9-1.
6-9-1.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg with the 2 G's at the end for an extra Joseph genius will be there next year as the head coach.
All right. So, staying in Cleveland, Tyronn Lue. Was anyone surprised? Did you really think Tyronn Lue was the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Please put it up.
Oh, come on. Look right here. This was going on social media on Sunday when it was announced that Tyronn Lue was fired. This is a game last year during the playoffs, Cleveland versus the Indiana Pacers. And what do you see right here? He's outside the huddle and he's got a look on his face like,
how much? What they talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What am I standing here? About? This is a man who...
Is it a man? Is it a man?
Okay. I'm not going to get into that.
It's a male. Go ahead.
Here's my problem. Anyone who thought that either David Blatt or Tyronn Lue was the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, you're only fooling yourself. The head coach was LeBron James. Your head coach, if you're a Cavs fan, is now playing for the Lakers. Proof in the pudding that Tyronn Lue never should have been a head coach. All you need to do is go to game 1. Now, I'm not giving any slack to J.R. Smith for that bullshit he pulled in game 1. But how you going to tell me that you're not going to call a timeout? You know you have a timeout left, and you just let the clock run out when you have possession of the ball.
And your star player calls you out for it, basically. And you should have seen he looked so dejected and so
I've never seen LeBron like that on the sidelines. Never.
And who could blame him?
Okay.
Who could blame him?
And we're talking about someone who has lost 5 NBA. Not him alone. I'm not trying to blame it on LeBron. But the teams he's been on, he has lost 5 championships. I've never seen someone look as dejected as he did in the loss of game 1. Yes, I will argue that the refs did help steal that, but that's neither here nor there because they had other games after. At the end of the day, Tyronn Lue was not head coach material.
Not at all.
So is anyone surprised? I'm not. Who was left in Cleveland after LeBron left? Let's remember, they barely made it past the Pacers. They had trouble getting past a hobbled Boston Celtics team with no Kyrie and no Gordon Hayward. Are you really going to stand there and tell me that anyone else with LeBron gone was going to help this team win? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
And I guarantee you right now that kid Sexton, he's regretting entering the draft. Because he's going to waste some years in Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, that's for a lot of number 1 picks if they go to horrible teams.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go as far as you and say Tyronn Lue isn't head coaching material. I don't know basketball as well as you do. But I will say he can't manage a guy like LeBron. But nobody can really. Unless you're like Phil Jackson. Nobody going to be able to tell him what to do. I remember his coach when he first got into the league. With not John Thompson. What was that? No, it wasn't John Thompson. What was the coach when he first got into the league?
You talking about LeBron's first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers. It wasn't.
Shoot.
You remind me of John Thompson.
Hold on just 1 second. All right, so his first head coach, as you said, Paul Silas.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're talking about the coach after him.
Right.
Who was just all over his nutsack. and everything he did was right.
That was Mike Brown.
Mike Brown.
And everybody remembers when Mike
Ray
Brown
Rose
went
of
to the
NBA.
Lakers. Okay, he had 1 year that was just filled with bad calls, bad coaching decisions, and his second year with the Lakers started off 0-4, and they said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Okay, now what is Mike Brown doing?
Sitting
He's
on
a
the
bench coach
for the
for Golden
Warriors.
State. This in that same area that Luke Walton was before he got the head coaching job in LA at the Lakers. And what's Luke Walton doing now? I think he's getting ready to be replaced by the former Cleveland Cavalier head coach, not Ty Lue.
Really? You think so?
I think so. I think it's only a matter of time. Look, anyone who's been watching the NBA season, and yes, it's a very young season still, but they just barely squeaked by the Dallas Mavericks yesterday. Won by 1 point. Dallas, who does Dallas have? Dallas should not be running
They
with
got the
that.
rookie of the year last year, didn't they? The dude from North Carolina State.
You talking about Dennis Smith Jr.?
Dennis Smith Jr. Wasn't he the rookie of the year or something?
No.
Or the dude from
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
From the Jazz.
Right.
Okay.
Now, Dennis Smith Jr. should have been on the Knicks, but that's a whole nother.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Croissant dipper.
We'll get him aggravated.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Frank Ntilikina. Oh my goodness. At least he's trying to be aggressive.
I will give him that, and he put on some muscle.
Yeah, he did.
I give him that. You know, he came into the season. No,
my man from my chat group, Jeff, got to give you props. He said, I said that. Well, what's the difference? Because they were trying to, the other coach were trying to get him to be aggressive too. He was like, they didn't say it in French.
Oh God, I like that.
That was a good one.
That was good.
All right.
So that's it for this week. As always, we want some feedback. We want to hear from you. So hit us up below. Let us know what you think. If you agree, if you don't agree. If there's something we're not talking about you want us to cover, let us know. Because otherwise, we ain't going to talk about it.
Exactly. Below in the comment section. That's what he meant.
In the meantime, thank you for watching. As always, he's Dave.
And he's Dave.
This was the Sports Rant.
Peace.